Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our December 16th Madison County Fiscal Court meeting. This is a regular scheduled meeting here at our Madison County Courthouse Annex in our fiscal courtroom at 135 West Irvin Street. Appreciate everybody being here at this time. Clerk Barger, if you will, please call the roll.
Master Combs.
Here.
Master Lockmuller.
Here.
Master Hughes.
Ho, ho, ho.
Master Bakken.
Present.
Judge Taylor.
Here. At this time, I'd like to invite Jason Kerner from Southland Christian Church to come up. He's our Richmond campus pastor. Come up and lead us in a word of prayer. Yep. Appreciate you being here.
Merry Christmas, everyone. I love the new room. This is my first time here, so it's beautiful. Let's pray. Father God, God, as I was just driving in, looking at the sun, God, it's out today. Thank you for that, Lord. Thinking about the light, and just you're the light of the world, and we celebrate that this time of year, Lord. I pray that this community, God, these men and women in this room, all of us, Lord, will be the light to others, and this will just be a place that when they come to Madison County, Lord, that they will know that there are people here that love you and that want to love others, Lord. So in Jesus' name we pray, amen.
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 Sheriff, if you will, lead us in pledge. Thank you, Jason.
Everyone, please stand and place our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Thanks, Sheriff. Members of the court, y'all have had a chance to look at our previous meeting minutes. That was our regular scheduled meeting on November the 25th. I need a motion and second to approve the minutes, please.
So moved. Second.
Excuse me. I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Master Lockmuller.
Yes.
Master Hughes.
Yes.
Master Bakken.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Next, our treasurer's report. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. As of November 30th, 2025, our total fund balance was $63,817,518. Our general fund revenues were 66.4%, expenditures 14.63%. Road fund revenues 45.71%, expenditures 41.37%. Our jail fund revenues 37.28%, expenditures 33.5%. LGEA fund revenues were 74.94%, expenditures 0.97%. Our CSEP revenues were 9.06, expenditures 7.48. 911 fund revenues were 9.56, expenditures 18.94. And our health fund revenues 46.15, expenditures 37.76.
911, Sarah, was it, did you say 9.56 on revenues?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. All right. Any questions?
Not for Sarah, but I do one for you, Judge. Let's see, the LGA fund, we still making our payments out of that. We're doing really good in that.
Yeah. For our trucks?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's great to have $700,000 in there.
Yeah, which, Sarah, do you know off the top of your head when we make those payments, those are on our, we make that, it's about $120,000 a year, I think, on our dump trucks.
Yeah, I'm not sure when the payments are, but
I can't remember. I think, Tom, I think that was a KCO loan. And, you know, normal bonds, we have a principal interest payment like in November and then an interest payment in May, but I can't remember the terms of that loan where it's not an actual bond, I don't think. But it might be the same.
It's good.
Yep.
That account's healthy given that.
Yes. Yep. It's good. All right. Any other questions? All right. Hearing none. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Next is our sheriff's quarterly financial report. Mary Margaret, good morning. You look very Christmassy today. I love your sweater.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, third quarter, not much has changed since the first and the second, except we have collected more receipts, but we've also spent more money. So total receipts for the third quarter is $1,744,593.59, and we have spent $4,498,260.16, which puts us in the red for $2,753,760. 66.57. And we will have already started collecting our taxes, which is fourth quarter. That's where our revenue comes in.
from, yeah.
And I think we projected $1,700,000 or $1,750,000, I'm not sure, but we're going to exceed that.
It's good.
So that's pretty much where we stand right now. We're just waiting for the year to end and
Yeah.
see what we've got.
This is when y'all get to collect a lot of your revenue.
Yes, this is
you're
when we
collecting the
collect it, and then we
taxes.
also will collect it in January. We'll have to do an
Right.
amended report for January.
Right.
Um,
And-
Why is it that the sheriff's is a calendar year and the rest?
You'll
Us
have
in the
to,
clerk's office, that's it.
you'll have to ask the, what is it, 138 members of the state legislature.
I mean, it's kind of,
It's hard.
Inconvenient.
It's hard because we have to work our payroll around it, just like we have to set our budget by January 15th. Well, in July, we may have an increase in health insurance. We may have that's when all the adjustments are done, and we don't know this is going to happen when we're doing our budget in January.
And it's only, Kenny, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's only the fee counties. It's only the counties that are over 30,000
No,
population.
it's all
So all clerks and all sheriffs, no matter the
Yep.
population, are
Mm-hmm.
on
on a
okay.
calendar year.
On a
And I
calendar
think they did that just to keep, I don't know, that was done back probably in the 70s, but just to keep it from being so much changing all at the same time. I think they tried to spread it out was the
Yeah.
thinking.
And see the payroll, we're set up on the state's payroll. Just like this year's
Yeah.
budget, we're going to have to collect 25. I mean, it's just, it's not easy.
Yeah.
And they,
Well,
I don't know that
especially
it's going to get any easier.
especially for sheriffs. I mean, obviously, clerk, you're consistent on your revenues on a monthly basis,
Right.
where the
Right.
yours is tax season in collection, and so that would be at the middle of if it's fiscal year, it'd be at the middle of your budget, not at the end.
It would be wonderful if we
Yep.
could collect taxes from January to August.
Yeah.
Or,
Yep.
just where we had it all in one year
Yep.
and didn't have to,
Yep.
because we don't know, just like this year, we don't know if people's going to pay their taxes in October, November, December, or are they going to wait and pay in January, February, March?
Yeah.
April. So it's just a guess.
Yep. Any questions for Mary Margaret? Appreciate the report, Mary Margaret.
Okay,
Thank
you're
you a lot.
welcome.
All right, next, first order of business today is we have a couple of people here today to talk to us about our international committee and our sister region update. And so we appreciate our Mayor Berea, Bruce Fraley being here, and also Kent Gilbert. So thank you all for being here, and I look
Thank you.
forward to hearing about your trip.
Well, thank you for letting us come. And the mayor has graciously agreed to be Vanna White for us today and to be showing the show and tell items here.
Well,
Let
his
me-
head's shining right now perfect, so he's cleaned it good.
That's right.
Yeah.
I wanted to just come and bring a quick report. I know you got a busy agenda, but I wanted to bring some good news, bringing you greetings from our sister city. As you know, Madison County has a very unusual and very long-standing sister region relationship with Hokuto, Japan. It's in Japan. It's about 2 hours west of Tokyo. I've got a map up for you, and you've got all the PowerPoint slides in your packet there if you'd like to see. About 2 hours west of Japan. It's in the beautiful mountains. It's got a lot of similarities to Madison County in the sense that the city itself was an amalgamation of smaller communities and covers about the same area, give or take, as Madison County. Has a population that's roughly parity, and has so many of the similar values. They get the beautiful mountain scenery, they are agricultural, they have some great tourism opportunities, and as we have experienced, incredible spirit and hospitality. I know some of you have been there, Magistrate Hughes has been, and of course all of you have a standing opportunity to come, I hope. We have that relationship in part because of a Kentuckian named Paul Rush. He was from Louisville originally, went to Japan to rebuild after a major earthquake in the 20s, stayed, was captured by the Japanese as he was a university professor. He, at that time, started what was essentially a church camp up in the hills out of Tokyo, where our sister city is. That emerged as a great center for the university students who would go out there on breaks. He used their labor, just as we do, to build up buildings and create programs. The war came, he was arrested, deported. He joined MacArthur's staff, and after the war came back to find that area incredibly impoverished by the war machine of Japan that had just stripped them of all their food. So he came back to Louisville and other parts of Kentucky, and he said, there are reasons we should help these people. And he got John Deere to donate a single tractor. He got Kentucky farmers to donate a herd of Jersey cattle. And those two things literally saved hundreds of thousands from starvation, because cattle was an easy form of calories, and nobody had raised them there before. And the tractor, they could plant as much rice with a single tractor in a day as took 3 weeks. So they were able to triple, quadruple their food production. He was incredibly gifted at fundraising, and he created an institution that was sort of a combination of a county extension office and a community college and a Grange Hall that has emerged, got the attention of national leaders, and the emperor actually donated 8,000 acres to this enterprise that became the Kiyosato Environmental Education Project. That agency still exists, and that agency, when he died, said, you know what? We don't want to lose our international ties, which came through Paul, and the best people in the world must live in Kentucky. So they sent a delegation blind. They sent 4 mayors and a translator to Louisville, Kentucky, didn't tell anybody they were coming. They landed, and they looked around and went, nope, that won't work. Too big. That's not our style. And they asked some people, and they said, what are you looking for? And they said, you got to go to Madison County. You need to go to Richmond and Berea. And they did. That was in the 1980s. That relationship has been going every year since, and we have had an incredible opportunity of business exchange, school exchange, high school exchange, and delegations from business leaders and community members have been going ever since then. So I wanted to bring you official greetings. We got a chance to go in October. The mayor was the head of our delegation at that time, Mayor Fraley. We had a chance to go, and we wanted to bring you greetings, official greetings from Mayor Konika Oshiba, who is newly elected. He was elected in November, and he asked us to specially bring greetings to you all and the fiscal court. He was an enthusiastic supporter of the program, so much so that he was on a trip from Korea. We landed. Our flight was delayed a little bit, so we were having dinner at a restaurant halfway between Tokyo and our sister city, Hokuto. He heard about that. He landed an hour later. He made his whole retinue stop at the rest stop where we were at so he could come greet the mayor and hug on everybody and welcome us in. So we were very grateful for his hospitality. On the official delegation, we took 13 of us, and as we did, we were able to learn a lot about the administration of the city government there. Now, the city government is the size of the county here, so that's why there's a sister relationship that's a little different than city to city. The city there functions much like the county, and they have a board of commissioners, they have city council members, and they did an excellent presentation for our delegation on the state of the city, the way that schooling is happening, the challenges they're facing with inflation and stagflation, the economy, as well as city services like fire and education. Our delegates were allowed to sit in the seats, and they invited questions from us, and I have to say our delegation this year was, I think, extremely astute. They had insightful questions and got good answers, ranging everything from how are the arts supported? What are you doing about tourism? Is over-tourism a concern here? What should we do about these things? So it was a really profitable and educational way to gather. You can see there that there's Mayor Fraley sitting in the big dog chair, along with Mayor Oshiba to his right, and the rest of the delegation with us. Our delegates this year, I wanted to report to you, we were really ably represented. Of course, Mayor Bruce Fraley from Kentucky, from Berea. His wife Linda, who's a legal assistant. Colin and Miranda Weckman were Berea College and Partners for Rural Impact representatives. Partners for Rural Impact doing a lot of education work, of course. Nicholas Cole, we were very well represented with the Madison County school system. Nicholas Cole, who's an education coordinator and specialist. Nicholas also has taken on the job of coordinating our middle school exchange. We have a program where 10 middle school students do a homestay from Japan here, and then the same students pair up with their Japanese hosts, and they will be going this summer. Nicholas is leading that endeavor. Christina Cole, who's a cosmetologist here in Richmond. Eric Creemans, who's a retired paramedic. Dr. A.J. Chandler, I think some of you may know him from Madison County Schools principal. He was an extremely good asset. Christy Winkler, the award-winning executive director of our own Morning Point here in Richmond. Valerie Henderson was one of our quilt and fabric artists. Amanda Lazarchuk was from Berea College's broom-making department, as was Destiny White and myself, and I was president of the Madison County International Committee. What do you do on such an event? We were there about a week, and I just wanted to highlight a few things. We talked already about the city activity and sort of getting a tour of that. We were also given a lot of cultural opportunities. We had a wonderful tea ceremony in Paul Rush's house. We did a cultural tour of museums. We were scheduled to do some horse riding. They're very famous for their horses. They maintain a very rare breed of horse that was used by the samurai in the 16th century. That breed still exists in small pockets, and we were going to get to ride them, and it's the only day it poured rain. We all said we would be fine to ride. The lawyers all said, no, you are not. So there was liability works on both sides of the Pacific. We also had a tour of the Mount Fuji area. Mount Fuji is in our sister province. It's about an hour's drive from Hokuto City, but you look down from anywhere in Hokuto, you look down this valley, and there at the edge is Mount Fuji rising above. It's a pretty dramatic scene and quite beautiful. We also participated. They have, in previous years, run a Kentucky-themed county fair at this time. This invites local artisans, food, and the local public. It was suspended in 2019 after, well, that was the last time they did it. It was suspended in 2020. They had to quit for COVID. This was the first year they had reinstituted the county fair. It's a 2-day event. It draws about, in previous years, drew about 40,000 people a day. And it was really focused on Kentucky. So the delegation is treated as guests of honor. The mayor addressed the crowd. We didn't have, I think, quite 40,000 per day, but we were up at the 15,000, 20,000. And the mayor announced at that gathering that they intend to do that every single year. As such, our Madison County artists were the featured artists of the event. Our tent was smack in the middle, demonstrations going all the day, and then those of us who are less talented, we did activities for the children. We had bookmarks they could make and Kentucky stamp making, and they had a little passport. They could ask us questions in English. That 7-year-olds coming up, where do you live? It was great. So we got to practice our Japanese, which sounded about like a 7-year-old. Ohayo gozaimasu, good morning, all those good things. It was really great. We also had a lot of sightseeing tours. We got a day in Tokyo, and they took us to the Asakusa Temple, which is a big shopping district and a 1,200-year-old Buddhist temple. We did broom-making quests. Like I said, we had 2 broom makers who were looking for Japanese handmade crafts. It was a really terrific event. Here's some pictures. There was a big welcome dinner from the city that hosted us, mayor to mayor, right there, exchanging gifts. We had incredible, I mentioned the tea ceremonies. We were not only served, but we were actually invited to learn about the ceremony and to play that instrument, which you see there is a koto. Our sister city, by the way, donated a koto to Madison County. It's housed at the Richmond Area Arts Council, and they played it at the recent events that they had in November. The Arts Council did a Japanese-themed evening and had koto players there. Here's some pictures from the fair. As you can tell, I mean, when I say they make it a Kentucky thing, it's a Kentucky thing. There's Kentucky flags everywhere. It's billed as the Paul Rush Festival, and there you see Mount Fuji underneath the flag of Kentucky at the entry gate. Great food. There's some pictures of us working with the kids in the tents, our artisans. There are broom makers at the lower corner, and a quilt maker, Valerie, showing off quilting and felting. We had, like I say, a lot of chance to go to the museums. We had very dramatic weather when we got to Tokyo that night, so I got a great picture of the tallest building in Japan is the Sky Tree there, you see. It's a 1,800 feet tall tower that we got to see from a distance, but it was too cloudy to go up into. Just in conclusion, to share, and then I'll turn it over to the mayor for comments. We have ongoing programs. This adult delegation that goes every other year is only part of our program. I mentioned already that we have a middle school exchange program that our Madison County students will be going. 10 of them will go to Japan this summer. In addition, 3 years ago, we started a high school homestay between Model High School and Koryo High School in Hokuto. That's been extremely successful. They go every year. The Japanese come in March, and the Americans return the visit in October, so that they're in the single calendar year. That's been very successful and is, in fact, growing. Having gone 3 years, it's now created sort of a chimney effect. We've got kids who've been on the middle school now eager to go on one of the high school exchanges. In addition, in the southern part of the county, we do an English immersion homestay for Japanese students who come to Berea. That's not an exchange, but it's also slightly larger and happens about every 4 years. They come with a group of about 50 to 60 students who are housed in Madison County homes and do English immersion language training here for about 2 weeks. Last time we did that was in 2023. So it's been a while since we've had that. We're hoping that that will come again. In development, we're working on more artist-to-artist collaboration, how we can get artists together to come over to some of our Madison County festivals to work collaboratively and then also produce and display art of their own, and then send Madison County artists over there too as a cultural exchange. We had some funding developed for that. Of course, that's been challenged, so we're working on how we can develop and cultivate some good relationships with maybe some of our businesses that would help us out with that. And we have an elementary school art program. We can't send the kiddos, they're too small, but we can send their art. And so this year's theme is Hope for Youth. We're going to be asking Madison County grade school students to produce art on the theme of hope. What gives you hope? And Japanese students, same ages, will be doing that there, and then we're going to change them over. Because in 2026, it's our turn to host. They'll be coming to you and to us. So they'll be bringing the art when it comes, and then we'll send it over with them when they go back. And finally, we're working on an off-year artisan presence at that fair. With the knowledge that we gained that they're going to do the fair again every year, we want to make sure that Madison County and Kentucky is represented there. So we're working on how we can send a smaller delegation of artists only to go and represent and demonstrate at that fair. We hope that will turn into some economic benefit as well. One of those exchanges has already begun. 2 artists that met at the 2024 when you hosted them here met at that time. There was a shell artist and a fabric artist, and they have now done an international exhibition. They've exhibited both in Florida and in Tokyo, and they have a second show in Japan that will happen in Kyoto later in the month. They're doing 4 panels, spring, summer, winter, and fall, and got some national press. That's Valerie Henderson from Madison County and Hatsue Imue, who is from Hokuto. So it was really a great collaboration. That's the thing we're trying to develop more of. As I say, we're hosting them. They're coming to us in 2026. That'll be in the fall. We're working out dates, and I was going to check out with Robin and make sure that the fiscal court, we can work out times to come visit. But I wanted to let the mayor just have a brief minute, and then we know you've got a busy agenda, and let you get on with it.
Thank you. Judge, members of the court, thank you for having us here today. You see why I wanted Kent to do the presentation. Kent really is the most knowledgeable person in our county about the Sister Region program, and to me that's what's so special about it. It's not a city to city, it's several entities working together. And I think one of the things that we've taken pride in over the last 7 years is that our communities are working better together than we ever have. You have the city of Richmond who's participating, Madison County Fiscal Court is participating in the city of Berea, but not only that, you also have Berea College, EKU, and even our business community who have gotten behind this Sister Region program and support it. So that, to me, that makes it special. It's one of those things that we do where we can collaborate and we can all work together for the greater good. The other observation is I had really only seen this Sister Region program on the receiving end when their delegations would come here. I'd never been to Japan, and I had a little bit of fear flying over the Pacific Ocean. I'm like, that's a lot of blue water over there. I just didn't want to see it. But anyway, by being there, it really helps you get the full picture of the importance of this Sister Region exchange. When you have the high school students who come up and they want to re-engage with Nicholas who they met with, and they know they were excited to be able to see them. The students who want to come next year, the high school students who had been the model, they were eager to come see us. And Kent described the Berea booth or Berea tents, and they do have these stand-up kind of banners, I guess is what you would call them. One for Madison County Fiscal Court, one for City of Berea, one for City of Richmond, one for EKU, and one for Berea College. It's prominent, and it's right in the center of this fair that's so well attended. So the folks are really eager to come and talk to us, adults, kids, and the whole 9 yards, to learn a little bit more about the United States and about Madison County and the cities in our educational systems that are here. So the value of this program, I can't overstate the importance of it. And I would encourage all of you to continue to support it, participate, go to Japan in 27 if you're able. Billy Ray, I know you've been. I went, and it was kind of a life-changing thing for me. I see the world from a whole different perspective by being there, getting to experience their culture, their landscape, their people, and the hospitality. I can't say enough about how courteous and hospitable the people are and how welcome they are of us. So it really helped me put it together. I'd encourage you to go and support the program. So thanks again for having us and give us some time on the agenda, Judge.
Yeah.
Very grateful.
Appreciate you both.
Thank you.
Yeah,
We
look-
brought you a flag. We're going to leave it with you. This is the flag of Hokuto City, and then we'll let you get on with your business. But thank you so much for your support and for, as I say, for welcoming them. When they come, we know that we'll give you all the details when it happens. But there's the flag for you. But thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it a bunch. I look forward to the opportunity maybe in the future to get to go. So appreciate y'all. Appreciate what you do.
You know,
There's
Mr.
still a room 201.
It's still room 201. Yes, there's a room that has a nice fireplace, and we all Billy Ray's played a lot of good music in that room and made a lot of people happy. So.
I was going to say, Mr. Gilbert, you know, of course you know, because I've been with the delegations when they came here before, and I was stationed in Masawa.
That's right.
In the late 70s.
That's right.
And although I didn't make it to Hokuto, I did get down to Tokyo, so I have seen.
You've seen some of those
Mount
places?
Fuji at a distance, and you know, that's something that I would like to see. I always enjoy seeing the delegation when they come. We've had dinner at the Boone Tavern a time or two. They're always gracious. You know, my wife came. They're always so kind to her and different things.
It's really, and it means a lot
special
to meet with you. They indeed, and you know, I think the exchange of ideas is ongoing and very fruitful. Our fire department talk to their fire department. You know, our police officers talk to. They all can share that bond, but they can also get ideas. And there are things that have happened over there because of things they saw over here, and I hope vice versa.
Yes,
but
sir.
we'll look forward to giving you more details.
Yeah.
And thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
all.
you for coming.
Thank you.
Mayor,
Appreciate
thank you
it.
for coming.
Appreciate you, Mayor. Good stuff. All right, next is second reading of ordinance 2025-015. It's the land use change 107 Carr Lane from UC1 Single Family Residential to UC6 Public and Semi-Public. Good morning, Burke.
This second reading of ordinance 2025-015, an ordinance of the Madison County Fiscal Court protection approving the zone change of 107 Carr Lane, respectively authorizing the amendment of the special zoning map of Madison County, Kentucky. Whereas the hereinafter described land is located in Madison County, Kentucky. Whereas the Madison County Planning Commission held a public hearing on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Consider legal. You turn it off. Sorry about that. You got the look. Good job, Bert. Yeah. Do I need to start over?
No, go ahead.
Public hearing on Tuesday, November 18th to consider land use change request application from UC1 Single Family Residential to UC6 Public Semi-Public. Upon presentation by the applicant and public comment and testimony, findings of fact were made by the Planning Commission as described in their summary of evidence, findings of fact, and recommendation to the Fiscal Court attached here to and made a part hereof for all purposes as follows. And there's a list of those findings. Whereas the Madison County Planning Commission, upon hearing testimony, made a motion with unanimous consent to recommend to the Madison County Fiscal Court to approve the land use change request from UC1 to UC6. And whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court has reviewed said findings and recommendation of the Madison County Planning Commission and been otherwise sufficiently advised and does hereby adopt the findings of fact made thereby. Now therefore be it ordained and enacted by the Fiscal Court of the County of Madison, Commonwealth of Kentucky, that the land use classification of the following described property be changed by this ordinance from UC1 to UC6 classification. Section 1 has a legal description of the property. Section 2, that the Madison County GIS Coordinator make the appropriate changes to the official zoning map of Madison County, Kentucky. Section 3, that the county clerk cause this ordinance to be published in accordance with the Kentucky Revised Statutes. And Section 4, this ordinance shall become effective on the date of the second reading and adoption.
Thank you, Burt. Members of the court, you've heard ordinance 2025-015. This is the second reading. Do I have a motion and a second to approve, please?
Judge, I move to approve ordinance 2025-015.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Is there anyone here today, this is the second reading, is there anyone here today that would like to give any kind of statements according to this ordinance 2025-015? Seeing none and hearing no other comments from the fiscal court members, Clerk Barger, if you will, please call the roll.
Master Lockmuller,
Yes.
Master Hughes.
Yes.
Master Buckin.
Yes.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes, thank you all. Next is second reading of ordinance 2025-016. This is a land use change on 220, 226, and 230 Waco Loop from UC7 Agriculture to UC4 General Business. Burt.
An ordinance of the Madison County Fiscal Court, Kentucky, approving the zone change of 220, 226, and 230 Waco Loop, Waco, Kentucky, and authorizing the amendment of the official zoning map of Madison County, Kentucky. Whereas the hereinafter described land is located in Madison County, Kentucky, and whereas the Madison County Planning Commission held a public hearing on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025, to consider a land use change request application from UC7 Agriculture to UC4 General Business. Upon presentation by the applicant and public comment and testimony, findings of fact were made by the Planning Commission as described in their summary of evidence, findings of fact and recommendation to the fiscal court attached hereto and made a part hereof for all purposes. And there's a list of the findings. Whereas the Madison County Planning Commission, upon hearing testimony, made a motion with unanimous consent to recommend to the Madison County Fiscal Court to approve the land use change request from UC7 to UC4. And whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court has reviewed said findings and recommendation of the Madison County Planning Commission, and being otherwise sufficiently advised, does hereby adopt the findings of fact made thereby. Now therefore be it ordained and enacted by the Fiscal Court of the County of Madison, Commonwealth of Kentucky, that the land use classification of the following described property be changed by this ordinance from UC7 to UC4. Section 1 contains a legal description of the properties. Section 2, that the Madison County GIS Coordinator make the appropriate changes to the official zoning map of Madison County, Kentucky. Section 3, that the county clerk cause this ordinance to be published in accordance with Kentucky Revised Statutes. And Section 4, this ordinance shall become effective on the date of the second reading and adoption.
Thanks again, Burt. Members of the court, you've heard ordinance 2025-016. What's the pleasure of the court? We got a motion?
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? All right, hearing none, is there anyone here today that would like to speak on behalf of ordinance 2025-016? It is the second reading. All right, hearing none. Clerk Barger, call the roll.
Master Hughes.
Yes.
Master Buckin.
Yes.
Master Combs.
Yes.
Master Lockmuller.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes.
Thank
you all. Thanks, Burt. Next, resolution 2025-120, sale and award of non-exclusive telecommunications franchise to Connect ABS Kentucky LLC. Jill, good morning.
Good morning. This is a resolution confirming the sale and awarding of a non-exclusive telecommunications franchise to Kinetic, also known as Windstream, for most of our citizens in the southern half of the county, for a 10-year period for the transmission, distribution, and sale of telecommunications along and under public right-of-ways within Madison County, Kentucky. Whereas the county's telecommunications franchise ordinance, which is attached hereto and incorporated herein, provides for the creation and sale of non-exclusive franchise for a term of 10 years for the transmission, distribution, and sale of telecommunications along and under the public right-of-way of Madison County. And whereas said ordinance also established a bid process which includes advertising the invitation for bids and awarding the franchise to the successful bidders. And whereas after publication of said advertisement, Madison County received a bid from Kinetic ABS KY LLC. Now therefore it be resolved by Madison County, Kentucky as follows. Section 1, that a telecommunications franchise be and is hereby awarded to Kinetic. Section 2, that the Judge Executive of Madison County is hereby authorized to sign the franchise agreement, which is attached hereto and incorporated herein, which memorializes the sale of Madison County to Kinetic of said franchise, subject to the terms and conditions of the county's telecommunications franchise ordinance and this resolution. Section 3, that the statements set forth in the preamble of this resolutions are hereby incorporated into this resolution by reference, the same as if set forth at length herein. Section 4, that if any section, sentence, clause, or phrase of this resolution is held to be unconstitutional or otherwise invalid, such infirmity shall not affect the validity of the remainder of this resolution. Section 5, that this resolution shall be effective on the date of its passage.
Thank you, Jill. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-120. What's the pleasure of the court?
Motion to approve Resolution 2025-120, Judge.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
That was quite the contract, to say the least. There's a whole lot in that.
80.
The only thing that I had a concern about that I'm not sure how you would enforce, and I didn't mark it, so I can't go back and call the paragraph, but it had to do with a type of signal being emitted from a tower and the range of effectiveness that would go to as far as for affecting people. I don't know how you're going to enforce that. I just don't have, but it's in there, so for whatever good it is.
All right. Anyone else?
You sick?
Mm-mm.
You got coughing a lot, I do.
I don't know. It just came on. Might be you.
Might be.
I don't know. I might be allergic to you. I don't know. Anyone else? All right, we do have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-120. Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Master Buchan?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Thank you, Jill. Next is Resolution 2025-121. This is very similar. It's a sale and award of a non-exclusive telecommunications franchise to CMN-RUS LLC, also known as MetroNet.
Yes, this is a resolution confirming the sale and awarding of a non-exclusive telecommunications franchise to CMN, which is also known as MetroNet, for a 10-year period for the transmission, distribution, and sale of telecommunications along and under public right-of-way within Madison County. Whereas the county's telecommunications franchise ordinance, which is attached here to and incorporated herein, provides for the creation and sale of a non-exclusive franchise for a period of 10 years for the transmission, distribution, and sale of telecommunications along and under public right-of-ways within Madison County. And whereas said ordinance also established a bid process which include advertising the invitation for bids and awarding the franchise for successful bidders. And whereas after publication of said advertisement, Madison County received a bid from CMN-RUS LLC, MetroNet. Now therefore be it resolved by Madison County, Kentucky as follows. Section 1, that a telecommunications franchise be and is hereby awarded to MetroNet. Section 2, that the Judge Executive of Madison County is hereby authorized to sign the franchise agreement, which is attached hereto and incorporated herein, which memorializes the sale of Madison County MetroNet of said franchise subject to the terms and conditions of the Madison County Telecommunications Franchise Ordinance in this resolution. Section 3, that the statements set forth herein in the preamble to this resolution are hereby incorporated in this resolution by reference, the same set forth at length herein. Section 4, that if any section, sentence, clause, or phrase of this resolution is held to be unconstitutional or otherwise invalid, such infirmity shall not affect the validity of the remainder of the resolution. And Section 5, that this resolution shall become effective on the date of its passage.
Thank you, Jill. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-121. Can I get a motion and a second to approve, please?
Make a motion. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
You know, I'm not real sure what the difference is between them two ordinances that we just read, and not sure I even want to know what the difference is, but I'm trusting you.
Well, they're
Well,
both
you could-
resolutions.
Yeah.
And they're really ultimately the same awarding. The part about it's non-exclusive means that multiple agencies or telecommunications providers can bid on and we can have an agreement with them. So I probably read the second one better than the first one because I had already read it once. So we fortunately have a strong legal counsel in Linda Ain that does this all over the country, specifically in the state of Kentucky, and helps craft these things. So it's always a little different when an attorney writes them.
Yeah, and this is,
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Billy Ray, having come from the
telecommunications industry, this is pretty common. Yeah.
Well, and
Sure it is.
Yeah, no,
we've had a
it is.
franchise agreement with Charter Spectrum for years in Madison County. We've updated that since I've been here, but we have some new providers that are coming in, is ultimately what it is. And Tom, not to sort of pass by your statement on the last one, we can always ask Linda that question. This court and previous courts, I mean, that's why we partnered with Linda Ain, because she is an expert in this, and this is the kind of law that she sort of practices to help local communities, cities, counties, in making sure that we dot all of our I's and cross all of our T's. So,
And she does work and help craft the agreements and ordinances here in Madison County for both the city of Richmond, the city of Berea, and for us, which is great because they can be consistent and what the expectations of telecommunications providers can be consistent no matter where they're operating, because sometimes, as we know, city and county lines don't mean much to a telecommunications provider.
Well, you know, when we, I don't remember the time when we was talking about her, but when we were talking about her to begin with, and I questioned her ability being in a different state, after reading this, it's like, well, I'm sorry, I apologize to you, ma'am, wherever you're at, because you obviously know what you're doing. The question I did have, though, I was just curious, was how do we determine what our fees were going to be?
well, it's kind of just determined by state law. You get two different choices, but go ahead, Jill.
Yeah, so as far as from a franchise fee standpoint, we have always taken the state distribution of telecommunications from the state thus far with one agreement with Charter. That goes back years and years. We collect about $72,000 from that telecommunications distribution in years past. Now that we will have additional providers, we'll go through an analysis of seeing which way is the most beneficial to the fiscal court and looking at those things with having additional providers. Once you make the decision to go and collect franchise fees individually from providers, you can no longer go back and get your statewide distribution. So we want to make sure that it's a well thought out decision for the best in the future of the county long term, not just because we're making all these renewals right now. So that is something that we'll look at and then plan for with the FY27 budget.
Yeah, we obviously want to maximize our revenues, so
Yeah.
we look at it both directions. And in the past, we've done it, we've looked at it, and it was better financially, more revenues coming from the state. Yeah. Good question, good conversation. Anyone else? We do have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-121. No further discussion. Clerk Barger, call the roll.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Miller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Bucking?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next, Resolution 2025-122, a resolution for the Madison County Fiscal Court to ratify the City of Richmond's appointment to the Madison Airport Board Incorporated. Whereas the City of Richmond Mayor has appointed a member to the Madison County, the Madison Airport Board Incorporated with the approval of the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners, which includes the length of term. And whereas KRS 183.132 subsection 6 states Madison County Fiscal Court is required to ratify each local agency's appointment to the Madison Airport Board Incorporated. Now therefore be it resolved that the Madison County Fiscal Court does hereby ratify the City of Richmond's appointment to the Madison Airport Board Incorporated as follows. Wilma Walker for a 4-year term appointed, which will expire January 1st, 2030.
So
Make a
moved.
motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-122. Any discussion?
We're very fortunate to have Dr. Walker and that whole staff that's out there, not just her, but Dr. Millett who's coming up and George and all the rest of them. They're very good people. They're very knowledgeable. They're cautious with the dollar. They do a great job out there, and we certainly appreciate them, Judge.
Hear, hear, buddy. Yeah, I'm excited about the new opportunities out there too, the things that are in our future.
Yes, sir. Moving a lot of ground out there right now.
Yep. Anyone else? All right, Clerk Barger, call the roll.
Master Lockmuller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Bucking?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next is Resolution 2025-123, a resolution for the Madison County Fiscal Court to ratify the City of Richmond's appointment to the Madison Airport Board Incorporated. Whereas the City of Richmond Mayor has appointed a member to the Madison Airport Board Incorporated with approval from the City of Richmond Board of Commissioners, which includes the length of the term. And whereas KRS 183.132 subsection 6 states the Madison County Fiscal Court is required to ratify each local agency's appointment to the Madison Airport Board Incorporated. Now therefore be it resolved that the Madison County Fiscal Court does hereby ratify the City of Richmond's appointment to the Madison Airport Board Incorporated as follows. Adrian Millett, a 4-year term appointed, which will expire January 1st, 2030. Do I have a motion and a second to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Clerk Barger.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Buchan?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Thank you all. Next, Resolution 2025-124, Madison County Utilities Board appointment. Jill.
This is a resolution for the appointment of the Madison County Fiscal Court to the Madison County Utilities District Board. Whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court is responsible for the appointment of Madison County Utilities District Board members, and whereas the current term for Jody Foster is set to expire December 30th, 2025, and whereas Jody Foster has proven his capability in serving as a board member of the Madison County Utilities District Board and is willing to continue serving in this capacity, and whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court has found Jody Foster fit for the position of board member of the Madison County Utilities Board. Now therefore be it resolved that the fiscal court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to execute the same on behalf of the county.
So moved to approve Resolution 2025-124. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Master Buchan?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next is Resolution 2025-125. This is another Madison County Utilities District Board appointment. Jill.
This is a resolution for the appointment of the Madison County Fiscal Court to the Madison County Utilities District Board. Whereas Madison County Fiscal Court is responsible for the appointment of Madison County Utilities District Board members, and whereas the current term for Gina Foltz is set to expire December 30th, 2025, and whereas Gina Foltz has proven her capability in serving as a board member of the Madison County Utility District Board and is willing to continue serving in this capacity, and whereas Madison County Fiscal Court has found Gina Foltz fit for the position as board member of the Madison County Utilities District Board. Now therefore be it resolved that the fiscal court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to execute the same on behalf of the county.
Judge, I recommend approval of Resolution 2025-125. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-125. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Buchan?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes, thank you all. Appreciate those that served on these boards for us. It's a good group out there. Got to enjoy a little Christmas banquet the other night with employees, Madison County Utilities, and board members. It's a good group. We're very, very blessed to have them. Next, Resolution 2025-126. This is the Bluegrass Recovery Initiative Grant. Jill.
This is a resolution of the Madison County Fiscal Court authorizing the county judge executive to sign agreements related to the Bluegrass Recovery Initiative Grant. Whereas Madison County Fiscal Court recognizes the urgent need to regional strategic planning and enhanced coordination in prevention, risk reduction, treatment, recovery, reentry, and intervention service activities to address the substance use disorder and opioid addiction within our Bluegrass Area Development District. And whereas the county supports the development of the Bluegrass Recovery Initiative, which aims to improve cross-sector communication, workforce development for the SUD population, and access to SUD-related data. And whereas the county intends to participate in grant-funded activities as outlined in partnership between the Bluegrass Area Development District and our region, including technical assistance, planning, and implementation of opioid abatement strategies as referenced in KRS 15.291B, Section 5, Section B, Section 28, and KRS 15.293, Section 3, Section A. of the Master Settlement Agreement. And whereas the county recognizes that the grant, if awarded, will provide resources for collaboration, planning, infrastructure, staffing, training, and oversight of the opioid epidemic. Now therefore be it resolved by the Madison County Fiscal Court that the county supports the application for Bluegrass Recovery Initiative grant and the objectives described herein, that the judge executive is hereby authorized to execute on behalf of the county any and all agreements, MOUs, and related documents necessarily to implement the grant, contingent upon award and subject to review by legal counsel. And if the grant is awarded, the county agrees to contribute $5,000 to the grant agreement. This authority shall remain in effect for the duration of the grant opportunity and if subsequent renewals or amendments related to the Bluegrass Recovery Initiative.
Motion approved resolution 2025-126, Judge.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Master Lockmuller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Buchan?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Thank you all. And Logan, appreciate you being here. Just wanted y'all to be here just in case there was other questions we might not be able to answer, but hopefully we're successful on receiving that grant. And I know Bria might be hearing it tonight. Is it tomorrow? Okay. I know Richmond approved it the other day, so we look forward to the partnership and hope we get it. So, thank you.
The application is going to be submitted by the 19th.
Yep. Yep. Thank you for being here, Logan. Appreciate all you do for us. Next is Resolution 2025-127. This is a multifunction device purchase. This is our copier, printer, scanner, and print management services proposal award. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Resolution 2025-127, a resolution of the Madison County Fiscal Court approving a bid award for multifunction device, copier, print, scan services and management services. Whereas Madison County Fiscal Court, the county sought requests for qualifications from qualified vendors to provide multifunction devices, along with comprehensive service support, user maintenance, and supplies. Whereas the county understands the importance of identifying experienced, capable, and innovative providers who can deliver cost-effective and scalable solutions that align with the county's requirements for device reliability, performance, centralized management, and responsive technical support. Whereas the RFQs were opened and reviewed, and the interview panel chose 3 of the qualified vendors to interview in order to determine the best candidate. Whereas the county wishes to award the proposal to Canon Incorporated for multifunction device purchases, copier, scanner, printers, and print management services not to exceed the budgeted amount. Now therefore be resolved that the fiscal court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to negotiate and execute the contract with the approved vendor on behalf of the county.
Thank you, Chris.
Y'all get that? He's a fast talker, ain't he?
Man, Brian told me to slow down. I tried. It didn't work.
I thought you kind of lit off the gas just a little
I
bit.
did, and then I had to go back because it just doesn't work.
Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-127.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Hey, Judge, is there a typo in that third paragraph? Mine says SOQ.
It does say SOQs. So down in the document, we called them statement of qualifications, but it's actually a request for proposal. So it's the same thing we did for broadband. Instead of going out and trying to buy devices and one for one and trying to get a lowest price, we chose to go a route to find a qualified vendor. We brought them in. 6 of us interviewed them up the front, read all the proposals. We brought 3 finalists in and did an in-person interview with them and did a scoring sheet. Canon was, through the whole thing, was the leader, even from the written proposals to in person. 2 great references from Scott County Schools and from EKU. They said if they had to do it over again, they would choose Canon every time. That's a lot to say. We are changing vendors. This will be a change for us. So once we get this approved today, we will actually sit down with every department head and agency head and work through with them what's called a right sizing opportunity. They'll actually sit down with us and make sure that our folks have the right equipment and gear that they need. When the judge and I did this about 11 years ago, we kind of just picked equipment and put it there. It wasn't necessarily well thought out. So this time we're going to go through the process and let the department heads make sure they're getting the gear that they need to do their work. Our click charges are way down from where they were 11 years ago. So that's good news. That means we're not printing a lot, which is what we want, but we do a lot of scanning of documents to store them and those kinds of things. So we're excited to select a new vendor. We will do that right sizing here at the end of December and then hopefully place an equipment order sometime in January and have that in here within 2 weeks or so. So at the first of the year, our folks will have new equipment.
Yeah, that was one of the first things that you and I worked on together, Chris,
One of the very
11 years
first ones.
ago.
And it has been fruitful. That those equipment have lasted 11 years. Now, we have a lot of problems here at the end of it, which is because the gear is old, which is why we're looking to replace it. But we opted to purchase those machines for that very reason, because we thought we could outlive their typical lifespan, and they have. We've been locked in at the same per-click rate charge since then for 11 years. Of course, now that we're renegotiating, it does go up a little bit, but everybody was pretty much in line with the same price. Canon just has way better service and support, and the equipment is of a higher quality, which is what we're really looking for.
You are very thorough in your thought and your documents over the years, Chris, and I'm also glad to hear you say after 11 years you've learned a little bit in this process.
Absolutely. This was a good process, actually, to bring them in and actually interview and talk through them. You get a good sense of the personality and how they're going to treat you throughout the process. Canon was very professional. One of the things that was noted by one of the other interviewers was like they were prepared, but they weren't over-prepared. And when we asked questions, they could answer any question we asked. One of the other vendors, it was like they were so prepared when we went off script, they blew up. They didn't know how to answer. So that just shows you how well Canon was prepared in their industry and to sell us the equipment. So we're excited to be partnering with them.
Good.
Oh, yeah, that is another great thing. So the one thing that Judge and I failed to do 11 years ago was lock the equipment price. We were able to lock the per-click charge, but Canon has offered for the term of the agreement, which Judge and I will negotiate that either 5, 6, 7 years, whatever we get them to agree to, the price of the equipment. So when Kenny gets ready to buy new equipment, if he's not ready right now, if he wants to wait a little further into January, they've locked the equipment price at this price for the 5 years. So our other agencies like the sheriff or the water companies that may not be exactly ready today or at the 1st of January to buy equipment, it'll be locked in for the extent of this contract, which is great.
Yeah.
With the other vendors, it's buy it now, that's the price you're paying, and then once that's over with, you're going to pay whatever price we give you after that. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
that's an excellent opportunity for the people, and that's why we do it. You know, we're all better together, so we can go out here as a larger organization and get better pricing.
Yeah, this agreement saved us over the years. Our previous vendor was really, really good 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But they've changed hands a couple of times. It's obvious they don't really, from my opinion, they don't really care if we come or go. I mean, we've got aging equipment. I'm ready to roll. You can see the black marks on my copies.
Yeah.
We are having trouble getting supplies. That per-click charge pays for all our supplies. And I think the last PO I signed was $67 for a month.
Yeah. The
So-
counties is only 200.
Yeah,
14
it's-
departments.
Every time I look at it, I think, well, that can't be right. So, yeah, this is just one of the opportunities we had way back when to work together and save the county a bunch of money. And purchasing the equipment is the only way to go for a government entity.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, we've talked about it. Obviously, we're always looking at the financial impact and strategy, and obviously purchasing this equipment. I think that the county used to lease.
They leased a long time ago, then you and I decided that was not good practice.
Yeah, it was.
The lease gets your organization into that 5-year rotation, right? Because your lease is expiring, so you're stuck. Well, we like to put ourselves in the position, we'll save a little money, and then we can make that determination in 5 or 6 years if we need to.
Right.
That was one of the things that Canon kind of said. They were up front. Hey, leasing is the most expensive way to do this. Now, there's advantages to it. It makes your organization do something, but we're not that kind of organization. We will do our own due diligence and make
But
the
we
decision.
can't write it off our taxes.
No, no, we can't.
That's the advantage of a lease.
Yep.
And when you anticipate the life of a piece of equipment, and you spread it out over that life, I mean, it's just a mathematical equation at that point. If it saves money, it makes sense, right?
Yeah, and the Canon stuff is really good quality. So I foresee us in 7 or 8 years, maybe we'll be replacing it again. I just think it'll last that long. It doesn't get used like that for a print capacity. Now, from a scanning capacity, we're wearing them out because all that stuff gets documented into global search or whatever it may be. But I hope to see that printing to continue to decline. That is the goal. Everybody knows how much I love paper, but I did walk out here with a bunch of paper. I'm not really sure what that makes it, but no good way to interview people in person electronically. So all those sheets are done paper.
Well, I appreciate the court allowing me. I love to negotiate and get the best deal for the county and the taxpayers of Madison County. And I appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity with Chris to do that. So look forward to those conversations with Ken and Chris.
Absolutely, it'd be great.
Anyone else? All right, hearing none. We do have a motion second to approve Resolution 2025-127. Clerk Barger, call the roll.
Barrister Hughes?
Yes.
Barrister Buchan?
Yes.
Barrister Combs?
Yes.
Barrister Lockmuller?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Chris. Appreciate your work on this. It's good stuff for the county. Next, Resolution 2025-128. This is purchase, lease, maintenance equipment for Battlefield Golf Course. Jeff,
Good morning.
welcome, buddy.
Thank you.
Is this your first time?
First time here,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
glad you're here, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right. A resolution of the Madison County Fiscal Court approving the purchase of lease maintenance equipment for Battlefield Golf Course, whereas pursuant to KRS 45A, the Madison County Fiscal Court is required to follow procurement code for purchases that exceed costs of $40,000. And whereas the county requested bid proposals for maintenance equipment that is currently being leased for Battlefield Golf Course, which consists of 2 pre-owned fairway mowers and 2 greens mowers. And whereas the bid notice was properly posted and no bids were received by the bid closing deadline of 10 a.m. Eastern on December 9, 2025, and whereas since no bids were received, KRS 45A 375, Section 4 allows the local public agency to proceed with acquiring the supplies, services, or construction by non-competitive negotiations in accordance with KRS 45A 380. And whereas the county wishes to purchase the following maintenance equipment from Jerry Pate Turf and Irrigation in the amount of $52,632 for the Battlefield Golf Course. It's 1 fairway mower, Toro pre-owned RM 3555D, serial number 405498271. 1 fairway mower, Toro pre-owned RM 3555D, serial number 405498273. 1 greens mower, Toro pre-owned GR 3150Q, serial number 405275460. And another greens mower, Toro pre-owned GR 3150Q, serial number 405436008. Now therefore be it resolved that the fiscal court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to negotiate and execute contracts on behalf of the county.
Thank you, Jeff. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-128.
Make a motion to approve, Judge. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I got a couple of questions, Judge. The first one is, and I'm sure it's just a memory thing, 'cause it ain't as good as it used to be, but in that first paragraph, have we recently changed that to 40,000? I thought our limit was 30,000.
So that's a state law procurement, and the state changed it probably 2 or 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a state procurement code. So we have our own procurement code, which is basically anything over $3,000. So from 3,000 to 40,000, we require to get 3 bids. But then anything over 40,000, you follow the state procurement code, which you have to publicly bid, which is why that we put the RFP out.
Yeah, that's cool. I thought the limit was different.
It was, when we first actually come in, I think it was 20. Then the legislature moved it to 30, and then 2 years ago, they moved it to 40. So,
Well, good. Jeff, my question for you is, and I apologize for not just coming to see you, that I had to drag it out to get to here, but excuse my ignorance, but I'm assuming, which I hate to do, but I'm assuming that the pieces of equipment you're trying to get were replacing something.
So actually, it's equipment we already have leased since 2019. This is pretty much buying out the leased equipment that we already had. It's the 2
'Cause it
fairway
still
mowers
has
and 2
life.
greens mowers. We've been using them ourselves since 2019, and we've been able to keep them in good enough shape that we tried to go ahead and purchase them to see how long we could.
That
keep
makes a
using
lot
them.
of sense,
Yeah.
because that was going to be my second
Yeah, so
question.
it's equipment.
Why are we buying
Yeah.
leased equipment?
Yeah, it's
It-
we have
it's-
the benefit of knowing that
Yeah.
with other used equipment, you never know what people have done to them, how much they've been used. We know that they've been maintained
that-
and
that
taken
makes
care of.
sense.
Yeah.
And we did, Jeff, if you want to talk about it, I don't know if you have that information in front of you, but we did go and see what this equipment value is worth today, like if you were actually going and buying it. And it's substantially
I don't
cheaper
have
buying our lease out, basically.
It is
that
much
makes
cheaper.
sense.
Yeah, yeah, a whole lot cheaper.
Yep. It's a good financial move for the golf course, especially whenever we know the equipment and it still has life left, and quite a bit of life still left. Yeah.
I think in today's time, when you have equipment like that and it's a little older, it's built better. I mean, we've learned that from the road
Yeah.
department equipment that we bought. That's just new equipment's not necessarily good equipment. So I think it's good to know what you got.
But we were talking about leases, and now we're saying leases are good. It's the
Well,
other way around. This equipment appreciates. it becomes, a copier goes to zero the day you buy it. It's not worth anything. This stuff appreciates as it goes along, and it's worth purchasing at the end of that lease, because like you said, you took care of it yourself.
Right, and I think too, sometimes the decisions we make as a fiscal court depends on our financial position, and so, obviously, Tom, being on here the same time I have, we had to make different decisions, and because of good decisions we made as a court, our financial position's better. Now we have some options, just like with our golf carts that we just did. I think that was kind of a good example of. It made more sense long-term for us to buy those out than it was to lease, because we're in a position now where we can make those good decisions, and those decisions ultimately save tax dollars.
Yeah, so
And this is really no different. I think in the future, if we keep making those good sound decisions, we'll be able to look at things of purchasing versus leasing.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, we went from everything we had was leased to now everything is we own everything we have now.
Yep.
I was gonna say, because we made full circle on this, because we did start out with that, and then we bought, and then we come all the way around.
And I have to say too, with the golf course, the golf course has come a long way on its profitability for the county as well.
Yes, sir.
And I say that in a way that, indirectly, there's a value in the quality of life that brings to our community, being able to have a county golf course. And so it's come a long way, Tom, you know that as good as anybody, as far as how much we used to lose and how much we don't now, so.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if you remember just a couple of years ago, I would have turned that into a cow patch. But y'all have done a great job.
I'm glad we held out.
Gary
Yeah.
done a great job, and you're continuing with that, and we appreciate everything you do.
We greatly appreciate you guys.
We miss
as well.
Gary, but you all are doing a good job out there.
I just want to echo that, Jeff, you're doing a great job, and I know it's big shoes to fill, but you're doing a good job, and everybody that I've talked to that plays out there is nothing but good comments and how good the course is, and I know that's because you guys care and you do a lot of hard work, so we appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, good conversation, good discussion. Anyone else? We do have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-128. Hearing none, Clerk Barger, call the roll.
Master Buchan?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmuller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Good job, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate you. Next, Resolution 2025-129 is the Madison County Public Library appointment. Jill.
This is a resolution approving Alexis Kays to the Madison County Public Library Board. Whereas Alexis Kays was submitted to the fiscal court as an individual qualified to serve on the Madison County Public Library Board in accordance with KRS 173.490. And whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court confirms Alexis Kays for the position of Madison County Public Library Board member. And whereas the term is a 4-year term of service starting January 1st, 2026 and expiring December 31st, 2029. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the fiscal court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to execute the same on behalf of the county.
Thank you, Jill. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-129. What's the pleasure of the court?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-129. Any conversation, any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmuller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Buchan?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next, Resolution 2025-130 is another Madison County Public Library Board appointment. Jill.
This is a resolution approving Bettina Gardner as the Madison County Public Library Board member. Whereas Bettina Gardner was submitted to the Madison County Fiscal Court as an individual qualified to serve on the Public Library Board in accordance with KRS 173.490. And whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court confirms Bettina Gardner as the position of Madison County Public Library Board member. Whereas the term is a 4-year term of service starting January 1st, 2026 and expiring December 31st, 2029. Now therefore be it resolved that the Fiscal Court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to execute the same on behalf of the county.
Motion approved Resolution 2025-130, Judge.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Master Lockmuller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Buchan?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Jill. Next, Resolution 2025-131. This is an updated annual standing order to pre-approve recurring expenses for fiscal year 2025-2026. Sarah?
Yes, a resolution of the Madison County Fiscal Court approving an updated annual standing order to pre-approve certain recurring expenses for fiscal year '26. This resolution supersedes Resolution 2025-050. Whereas pursuant to KRS 68.275 and KRS 68.02, the Madison County Fiscal Court, the county, may adopt an order to pre-approve the payments of monthly payroll, utility expenses, and payments to vendors listed in the pre-approved list by DLG and budget documents. And whereas no other expenses shall be pre-approved pursuant to this subsection without the written consent of the state local finance officer. And whereas the county, in accordance with state law, hereby orders this reoccurring expense list for monthly payroll, utility expense, and payments to vendors that regularly provide services to the county, and listed in the attached order to be paid when due. And whereas it is hereby acknowledged that the standing order shall expire after July 1st of each fiscal year, and no more payments designated in the order shall be pre-approved unless a new order is adopted by the county according to the provisions of KRS 68.275 and KRS 68.02. Now therefore be it resolved that the fiscal court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to execute the same on behalf of the county.
So moved, Judge.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Marshall Hughes.
Yes.
Marshall Bakken.
Yes.
Marshall Combs.
Yes.
Marshall Lockmiller.
Yes.
Judge Taylor.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah. Next, Resolution 2025-132. This is to ratify Madison County Public Safety Advisory Board guidelines for agency usage of P25 radios. Jill?
This is a resolution of the Madison County Fiscal Court ratifying the recommendations of the P25 radio usage guidelines for all participating agencies as submitted by the Public Safety Advisory Board. Whereas Madison County is committed to ensuring the highest standards of public safety communication, interoperability, and operational readiness across all departments and partner agencies. Whereas the Madison County Public Safety Advisory Board has conducted a thorough review of current radio operations and has recommended standardized countywide joint P25 radio usage guidelines to enhance communication efficiency, reliability, and interagency coordination. And whereas these guidelines are intended to support consistent radio procedures, promote effective incident response, and ensure that all agencies operating on the Madison County Public Safety Radio System maintain compliance with established best practices and federal guidelines as the system was purchased through federal CSEP program. And whereas each participating agency is responsible for the maintenance, upkeep, and proper functioning of its own radio equipment and for ensuring that its personnel follow all local, state, and federal laws, rules, and operational guidelines as outlined in the Madison County Radio System Agreement and Acknowledgement Forms. And whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court recognizes that adopting uniform P25 radio usage guidelines is essential to maintaining an integrated and dependable communications network for first responders and public safety partners. And whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court finds that the recommended guidelines reflect the needs of Madison County emergency services community and support the county's ongoing commitment to public safety excellence. Now therefore it be it resolved by the Fiscal Court of Madison County, Kentucky as follows. The Madison County Fiscal Court hereby ratifies and adopts the P25 radio usage guidelines as recommended by the Public Safety Advisory Board. All Madison County departments, partner agencies, and authorized users of the Madison County Public Safety Radio System shall follow the adopted guidelines to ensure consistent, safe, and effective communication. Each participating agency shall remain responsible for the maintenance, service, and operational readiness of its individual radio equipment for ensuring compliance with all applicable state, local, and federal laws, regulations, and system standards, including those acknowledged in the Madison County Radio System Agreement and Acknowledgement Forms. The Madison County Judge Executive or their designee is authorized to implement, distribute, and enforce these guidelines in coordination with the Madison County Public Safety Advisory Board, the Madison County Emergency Management Agency, and the Madison County Emergency Communications Center. This resolution shall become effective upon passage and adoption by the Madison County Fiscal Court.
Thank you, Jill. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-132. Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I guess I got a question, probably for Chief, and it is only that,
And I think Chief Jody and Chris are here, who've all been part of this process, along with Tony and other members of the Public Safety Advisory Board.
that's awesome. I'm glad y'all are here. I'll pick on every one of you. No, the quick question was, since that's something that we're ratifying, my personal opinion is that something we ought to have a chance to read. I mean, we've got a board, we trust your board, and we've got our exports on the board, but I'd still like to see that document at some point in time, if anybody can get their hands on it. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm happy to send it out and,
Yeah, I appreciate
since
it.
it's not attached, absolutely.
I'm curious more than anything.
Yeah, and just as a little bit of an overview of how this came about and the importance of this, and I think any of the people in the room can jump in, and I would be welcome to that. We are very, very lucky that we have a great P25 radio system that was purchased through the CSEP program. All of our agencies in every capacity have had that opportunity to have that equipment and to have that maintained individually by the CSEP program historically. One of the things that members of the board, and I've got to give credit to Chief Richardson and all the members of the board who have been very diligent in ensuring that, hey, we make that last. And each of our agencies that are on the system follow all the applicable laws and maintenance agreements. So this came from the board as a result of that, putting some guidelines in place so that each agency is responsible for maintaining their equipment moving forward, which CSEP has done in the past, but also that those guidelines kind of give an outline of, hey, what is expected, what devices can be on the system that can maintain the long-term use. And so we worked between the board and worked with our system administrator, which is AMK, at looking at, hey, here's the things that you can purchase, here's the things that you can do to extend the life, really, of our system for as long as possible. And this looks a little different than it's looked in the past because we have a lot of agencies who now get the benefit of all of that equipment. Think about the Berea colleges and the EKUs, the Madison County schools of the world, who may not be a traditional first responder agency, but still have all of that equipment that they are using from the CSEP program, but need to follow those guidelines so that all of our first responders can benefit and communicate effectively with them and then with our dispatch center.
I mean, they ultimately all become responsible for their equipment at this point. You know?
Yeah, I don't want to get in their business. I just like to say.
And so the guidelines kind of outline that use and that they're responsible for the maintenance of those handhelds and those sorts of things. Obviously, the Emergency Communications Center maintains the infrastructure. However, individual portable units or things that, they're mobiles in their car or things of that nature, each jurisdiction or each agency is responsible for maintaining moving forward. And so the guidelines kind of say that, and that there's FCC guidelines that have to be followed and turned in. And so you may have that equipment, but you have to follow those guidelines to ensure that we all stay above board if we're going to continue to use that equipment that was provided to us.
Good.
I'm glad to see that you all are doing this because it's important to have that consistency throughout our communications across all departments that are, working together. And so I'm going to, appreciate the board doing this, thinking far enough ahead to get this done for all the right reasons.
They're definitely proactive, and it was something they're really excited about having, that we've not necessarily had those guidelines in place. It also outlines who to call if they have a radio issues, on which situation, and their connectivity to the portal in which they report issues and things of that nature for the first responders, who are really the boots on the ground if there's an issue. So it kind of outlines all of those. It's kind of an operating document for the radio system, which is something that the board has been really excited about and really excited for a long time, and unanimously said this is what we want, this is what we want to do. By all agencies. So it was just, given the structure, it was appropriate that it come to fiscal court to ratify based on their recommendation.
Good.
And part of that, are all participants, Jill, have the federal grant classification to where some of that, is that in this agreement where some of those agencies don't?
Yeah, that precipitated some of this conversation as well. So not every agency has had a federal grant, and so the disposition process of equipment is different based on whether or not you've had a federal grant or not. We've learned way more about this than any of us, than Brooke, Chief, any of us ever care to remember. I hope I forget it all, actually. But, several of the agencies, including EKU and Berea College, have never had a federal grant that is eligible to disposition things directly to them. So this is even more important to have an MOU with them, that they understand the guidelines, because that equipment technically will continue to be on the property book of Madison County. And so them maintaining that equipment, them knowing where it's at, not selling it or throwing it away or whatever the case may be, is important to have an agreement with them, so that should we be audited by FEMA or anyone down the road 10 years from now, we're really trying to protect the county and trying to protect all of us, so that we know that we do everything kind of above board.
Because all that's got to stay on our inventory until it gets to, I think, a certain price point. Correct, Jill?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think the other part of that is, even below, once it may go underneath the price point, there is some diligence that needs to occur to ensure that we're using it properly,
Yeah.
and that the agency itself is using it properly, not disregarding it or selling it on eBay or any of those sorts of things, that there's a little bit of acknowledgement to that.
I think I asked this maybe a year ago or 2 years ago or something, but I don't remember. Who maintains the property book for those items?
We actually have an inventory system through our Trax platform, and so this disposition process with CSEP, I guess you would consider as a combination, to answer your question, but IT obviously built the system. EMA kind of takes care of making sure that we know all those things, and then we would obviously work together with even our finance office to make sure that if we were audited, that we know where that is. But we have an electronic filing cabinet, I'm going to say. So every one of these items, which we have had to disposition to another agency or that we need to keep record of, go through an actual disposition process. So the fair market value, the purchase, and all the things are kind of attached together in that filing cabinet electronically. And so if we go to disposition, let's say to the city of Berea, a piece of equipment, we go through an electronic approval that has multiple people approval, and it attaches their acknowledgement as well as our acknowledgement together of who has it, the serial number associated, and all those sorts of things. So it's really kept electronically, so that if I get hit by a bus, or Chief gets hit by a bus, or Chris gets hit by a bus, or anyone else, then there's still a record of that into how we maintain those things, and that's easily pulled if we were asked.
Yeah, our team's done a fantastic job inventorying and going through, again, dotting the i's and crossing the t's. So,
It's the true definition of it takes a village.
yep, yep.
Well, let me say, our emergency response system we got in Madison County, it's an envy of the state. I mean, we got it's the best. And maintaining it is very important to us, especially because the Army depot is still there. We know we're going to get a container builder out there, 27 million, it's sizable, and there's potential for more investment out there, so it's important that we our emergency response is really a trump card for us, or ace in the hole will give us a distinct advantage over other locations, because we have the emergency response organization in place, so it's a great asset to us.
And we're all used to working together.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge advantage.
Well, having the ability to communicate with each other is worth a whole lot. It ain't that long ago when everybody couldn't talk to everybody.
I had never experienced this. I don't remember this, but I think Chief or Jody or somebody explained exactly how it used to work before we had centralized dispatch center and centralized radio communication, and that you got the phone book out and you looked up the phone number to Madison County Fire Department, and you called Madison County Fire Department and said, hey, my house is on fire, and then they sent somebody. And I think back of what that has really, how we've evolved, and why our response times and why the things that we have, radio, they're on the phone with the sheriff's office and they're sending somebody, and they're sending a tow truck, and they're sending all these different kind of resources, because we are centralized and because that our teams work together, and so that's better for our citizens.
It's good. Good conversation. Anyone else? We do have a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-132. Hearing none, call the roll.
Marshall Barkin,
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Resolution 2025-133, this is the Northern Madison County Sanitation District Board appointment. Jill.
This is the resolution for the appointment of the Madison County Fiscal Court to the Northern Madison County Sanitation District Board. Whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court is responsible for the appointment of Northern Madison County Sanitation District Board members. And whereas the current term for Marcella Hayden is set to expire January 10th, 2026. And whereas Marcella Hayden has proven her capability in serving as a Northern Madison County Sanitation District Board member and is willing to continue serving in that capacity. And whereas the Madison County Fiscal Court has found Marcella Hayden fit for the position of board member of the Northern Madison County Sanitation District Board. Now therefore be it resolved that the Fiscal Court does hereby approve this resolution and authorizes the judge executive and/or his designee to execute the same on behalf of the county.
Thank you, Jill. Members of the court, you've heard Resolution 2025-133. Can I have a motion and a second to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion, have a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Buck?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Next, Resolution 2025-134, a resolution authorizing conveyance of real property in Idlewild subdivision to the Madison County Fiscal Court. Whereas the legal owners of unimproved Lot 46 in Idlewild subdivision, Richmond, Kentucky, and identified more specifically in Plat Book P5 at page 152 of record in the Office of Madison County Clerk, have resolved to transfer the property to the county and to execute a deed transferring the above described real property to the Madison County Fiscal Court, free from any payment or consideration. And whereas the county finds that the property will benefit the citizens of Madison County as that property will support the county's existing adjacent infrastructure, now therefore be it resolved that the fiscal court does hereby approve this resolution as follows. Madison County Judge Executive is authorized to sign and execute all documents necessary to carry out the intent of this resolution, that being the transfer of the property to the Madison County Fiscal Court.
Motion approved resolution 2025-134, Judge.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Could you, just for the sake of everybody else and the fact that election year's coming up and the fact that we don't want the Madison Town and County Tax Group slamming us again for owning property, would you explain why we're taking this property in, Judge?
Yes, Tom, appreciate it. I planned on it. So I'm going to say the heir, the descendant from who owned this property, it's in a flood plain. If you're familiar with Idlewild subdivision, there's a lot of ponds, I'll say. There's stormwater detention basins that have been there for many, many, many years. This lady has, it's only, I think it's valued, I'm looking at Kenny, but sure, I think should probably look over PBA. I think it's valued at like $5,000 because it's just kind of a wooded hole that was adjacent to where her brother, I think, lived. And I think they're just tired of paying taxes on it. And so she called and said, would this benefit the county in any way, and was offering to give it to the county. And so I actually went out there with Scott and investigated it because the county doesn't need land unless there's a benefit. And the way that this lot sits is it's kind of sits in between the two main streets of Idlewild, and then it has a little spur that connects them. But there's a pond above it, which the road is kind of like the dam. And then sort of at a diagonal from this lot, there's another pond that sort of sits in between Deacon Hills and Idlewild that the road's the dam. There's two culverts that come under with head walls, both on these lots. And so Scott and I talking about it because we've had a lot of struggles out there with debris in those ponds, stopping up the overflows, that it was probably, since we had the opportunity, it was beneficial to county infrastructure and to protect our roads that we would have access to that lot. And I talked to you, Tom, it being in your district, just to make sure. And so I think it would be beneficial. We don't have any plans right now, but obviously having that lot, if we ever had to do something with those ponds, it gives a staging area. There's already waterways, and again, it's in a flood zone.
Yeah, for sure. And this individual that's donating that to us, they don't live here.
No, she does, and I think maybe she lives in Lexington or something. Yeah.
You know, Judge, I just want to say I appreciate the job you do in understanding some of these situations that the court has to deal with. because the average citizen out there, I don't think understands how many decisions have to be made and the effect it can be, positive or negative, on the county and how it's perceived by the citizens of the county. But I just appreciate the fact that, you and Scott went out there, you looked at it, you saw the importance that it could. As Tom mentioned, it's not costing the county anything, but yet it can be there in case of a time of need, in case there's an infrastructure situation. And I just wanted to say thank you for having that foresight.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, buddy.
That issue, Steve, too, is probably going to come sooner than later, because there is a lot of infrastructure issues out there with some of those ponds where they're continually clogging up, and Scott and them has to go out there in a boat and literally clean out drains, and, I mean, they've fallen out before. It's just a bad situation, so we may end up having to do some work out there anyway, so.
Well, maybe when you retire from the court, you can go out there and oversee that.
I'm thinking about that.
Okay.
Thinking about fishing it first.
Fishing it.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments, discussion? All right, hearing none. Clerk Barger, call the roll, please.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Bakken?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes, and obviously, we'll do our due diligence on that, get title search on the property and all that, make sure that it's all in good standing before we close. Yeah, so, thank you all very much. Next, personnel. Jessica, good morning.
Good morning. I would like to request approval from the court this morning for the hiring recommendations in your court packet. I do want to say also on Braden Thacker, he's going from part-time to full-time, and his will be pending a physical on him as well. We didn't get one on him when we did the rest of the firefighter physicals, so
You've got a big list this time.
we do, yeah.
All right, so moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the hiring recommendations as presented. Any questions, conversation, discussion? Hearing none, Clerk Barger, call the roll.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Master Bakken?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Mr. Taylor?
Yes. Thank you, Jessica. Appreciate it. Next is the judge's report. Just a few announcements to make today. Join us for a menorah lighting ceremony in the fiscal courtroom. That'll be, is it this Friday? Yeah, it's be this Friday at 3:30 p.m. Rabbi Litvin will be down. He always asks to come down and do a menorah lighting here in Madison County. So we look forward to that. Anybody would like to join us again, 3:30 here in the fiscal courtroom this coming Friday, December 19th. Visit our website at www.madisoncountyky.gov/community events to see a list of some of the events happening throughout our community. If you have an event and would like to feature it on this page, you simply just click the Submit an Event button and complete the form. This time of year, there's a lot of community events, and so, again, if we could get the word out that people start using this opportunity, there's a lot of things that end up conflicting with one another as well, and so it is a resource for the community, for different nonprofits, businesses, whoever, to put their event on a unified calendar. Madison County's government and its related offices will be closed the following days for Christmas and New Year's holiday season: Thursday, December 25th, and Friday, December 26th for Christmas break. Offices will reopen on Monday, December 29th at 8 a.m. So we're off Christmas Day and the day after Christmas, since it hit on a Friday. So to the citizens out there, if you need to do county business on Christmas Eve, offices will be reopened. Thursday, January 1st, and Friday, January 2nd, the same with New Year's break. We will be open on New Year's Eve, but close the day after New Year's due to the days that it fell on. Offices will reopen on Monday, January 5th at 8 a.m. And I always want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and happy holidays. My final thing, I wanted Jill to come up and give a quick report on our, update us on our closeout marketing campaign for CSEP. I know Billy Ray brought that up, I think last fiscal court meeting, about why we were doing it, and it was part of the closeout campaign for CSEP. And it's going back to kind of on the discussion with our radio system about, we don't have chemical weapons anymore, but we still need to be prepared. We still have emergencies, we still have storms, We have weather events. You could potentially have chemical spills on the interstate. And so we can't think that for 30 years we've talked about chemical weapons being prepared, but we still have to sort of have that focus. And part of that campaign was our Smart 911, putting out to get people to sign up. And so we're happy to present to the court today how successful that campaign was from some data. So, Jill?
Yeah, thank you, Judge and Magistrate Hughes, for bringing this up last time. I wasn't necessarily prepared, so I kind of spoke on the fly. But now that the campaign has officially ended, we have.
We ain't gonna see you no more on TV?
It ended last week, buddy.
There
I know
you go.
it made you sleep better at night. Yeah.
And so bringing that up, obviously, you know, the best thing that you can always do is evaluate the things that you do. It's not just about doing them, it's evaluating how successful they are. And so wanted to share a little bit with this and what it looked like from the different phases of the campaign. Kicked off as I mentioned, the last court meeting, you know, part of this is encouraging and educating our community to be prepared, but also to sign up for emergency alerts, to know what alerts are offered and where to find those and things of that nature. And so we started the campaign August 1st, and it was the first phase of that, which was a statewide campaign. They provided the same information all across the state. It looked the same across the state, and then it became localized as we went throughout the closeout period. We started with 5,538 people that have signed up for any kind of alert. That means either Smart 911 or any kind of individual alert. Some of those types of alerts, that number was way smaller. That was part of the messaging. You know, we've built this community on preparedness, and that will make us successful and our citizens successful in the long run is preparedness. So you can see there, we have finished, as of yesterday, we have finished the campaign with 8,742 people that have signed up for alerts. So if you think about that, that is a 58% increase. In the world of marketing, that's unheard of. You'll sign up for it every single day. But just kind of giving you an outline and a timeline here of what that looks like from August through December, the different phases, the statewide digital campaign. In September is when we launched the first phase of Beyond CSEP. So that's when you first started seeing those mailers. You know, we saw the ones with our local law enforcement and Sheriff and Tony and Chief Hayes and Chief Richardson on them. You saw the one with all of our chiefs on them. So all of those different elements that have gone throughout this last 5-month period. The messages, obviously, where you see Judge Taylor at the end, but you also see citizens in our park listening for sirens. To help educate people on, hey, the importance of signing up for alerts. It's not just about being outside, it's about getting that little ding on your phone that says, get more information. So,
How many people here signed up for the alerts on your cell phone? Raise your hand. Donald, you need to sign up for them, buddy.
you signed up?
I signed up.
Well, you must have figured out that QR code then, right?
It didn't work. I tried it 3 times, but I did get it. But I did sign up.
And so this is a great, this is a great, hey, I can't help if you couldn't work the technology. But just so that for our citizens to know too, I mean, we're not going to end in communicating the importance of this right now. Now, the dollars that are associated with marketing it have ended in terms of the federal dollars that have gone into this. But this is on our website 24/7. We'll send out social media things and stuff from time to time to encourage people to sign up as well. You can actually text MCEMA to 77295 at any time. So it's on the screen right now. So those who are in the room right now who haven't signed up, you can just text it right here from your seat and make sure that you sign up for those alerts too. But I can't emphasize the importance of making sure that our community signs up for alerts, because this could affect it, whether it's a natural disaster, as Judge Taylor mentioned, or a weather event, or a chemical spill on the interstate, or anything else. It allows us to do that. So we have been very, very pleased with the results of the campaign. 58% on the call to action that's impressive. It's impressive from a marketing standpoint. So we know that it worked, and we hope that if we have 87 more than 8,700 people. We would like to get that number up into the
90,000.
to the 90,000. I don't know if we have 90,000 cell phones. Kenny always says that we have more vehicles than we do people. I don't know if we have more cell phones than we do people, but if we could get to make sure that we had one per household, that would be incredible. So.
Yeah,
We've already talked about some other strategies in doing that. We've talked about the clerk's office, and because they get so much foot traffic, and having signage and things that encourage people to sign up for alerts when they're renewing their car tags or when they're paying their property taxes, or any things that we have touch points as a county, and how we can continue that messaging beyond CSEP.
And Jill, part of that signing up too, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the information that you sign up with talks about the number that lives in your house. It gives some, in my opinion, some critical information to the first responders when they're responding to an emergency, that they're better prepared. You know, it's all about preparedness. Our first responders are better prepared with knowing what they're getting, what emergency they're responding to before they ever even get there.
So
The number in the household, for instance, how maybe big the house is or where it's located.
Absolutely. So it's really twofold. So you have the sign up for the emergency alerts, and then you have Smart 911. About a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, we made the decision to take those two services that were and put them together so that it was more advantageous for citizens and more advantageous for our responders as well. But you can sign up for alerts and Smart 911, and they're integrated together, which this was kind of another strategy, if you'll remember, Judge, that we took to combine those services, but also, save money by combining in one, using one tool instead of two different tools.
Two different ones, yep.
And so we were able to streamline that and have that emergency response call-out system as part of the same vendor as our Smart 911. So that just helped. One, it lowered the cost in a post-CSEP world, but it also made it all completely integrated. So when you sign up for Smart 911 and you're a Smart 911 user, that comes up in our dispatch center when you call 911. And so they can't see your information without your permission, but it allows them to have a screen that says, oh gosh, there's a fire, but they also have a dog. And so then when our first responders get on site, they know that you have a dog, and they know that you have 2 kids in the household. So it allows them, when they're on the radio with the first responders on the ground, to continue to provide that information to keep our citizens as safe as possible. And so it's all part of the public safety network that enables them to have as much information. There's even portions of that for our business community and for our factories and our other things that allow them to upload floor plans and things of that nature, so that when our first responders get on a scene, they really know what they're walking into, which is what always makes their job better, when they know what's ahead of them. And that's what our dispatch center likes, for them to be able to give as much information before they get to the scene as possible. So It's all integrated together, which is the really cool part.
Yep, it's good stuff. Any questions? Thanks for helping me share my judge's report.
Magistrate Hughes, if that helped answer and solve your questions.
It was more than.
That's what we aim to please.
All right, thank you, Jill. Appreciate you a lot. Comments from magistrates? Billy Ray?
Yeah, I got invited to speak to some seniors up Central there the other day at class, and they had a lot of questions, a lot of input, and I listened to them, and I thought what I heard from them was worth sharing. They wanted to know, their concern was there wasn't enough places for youth to go. They said, you used to have a mall. You could go to the mall, but I know you got a lot of sports complexes. These kids, they're not on farms. But anyway, it was, and I thought, they gave me a need that I wasn't aware of, is a place for young people to congregate. And I don't have the answer for them, but I wanted to share that with the court, and, is just to plant that seed, because I think that it's probably, would you say, Sheriff, it's legitimate these young people need some place to go? Yeah, and I don't have the answer for them, but anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I thought it was very interesting. That's all I got.
Thank you, Billy Ray. Tom?
Judge, I got just a quick question before I do my comments, and maybe I've got the order out of balance here, but I saw in the finance part where that we're approving your training incentive, and I can't remember because we don't all get it at the same time. We get it at different times. Did we do that for everybody else this year? Did we? Okay.
Yeah, it's all part of the claims because we pay that for everybody, so it's all part of the claims report.
Yeah, okay. I
Yep.
just didn't remember that.
Yeah, when you complete
Your
your-
document being.
when you
I didn't remember
complete your
seeing everybody
40
else's document.
When you complete your 40 hours is when we get confirmation from the state that it's been completed. They actually send us a letter saying that it's time to pay the elected officials.
All right, all good. So,
Yep.
my comments, I guess I had another question I need to ask you too, and that was since Scott's not here, I was gonna ask him, but since he's not here, do you know what we spent on the salt in our snow event?
I do not, no. I've not gotten those numbers yet.
Didn't have any reason to know that, I was just curious. Scott will give us down to the penny on it.
Yep.
I guess with that, I want to thank Scott and the road department for the things they've done there in the last snow event. Brandon and McIntosh and the state out there, thank them for what they done there. You know, our roads were in pretty good shape, and it got pretty rough there for a while with the ice and stuff, and so I appreciate everybody getting out and taking care of that. Of course, you know, it's Christmas, and we want to just take the time to Sheriff, Jailer Brock, Chief, Jessica, Sarah, and the ones that aren't here, Jeff, your people, Bert, I see you hiding back there in the corner. You didn't have to speak today too much, but we just want to tell all of you and all of your all's people, we appreciate everything you do for us and want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It's been a great year for us, and we look forward to working with all of you next year. Remember, please, I said it last quarter, I'm going to say it one more time, when you leave, if you're traveling over the holidays, you're going to be in the most dangerous place in the world, public highway. So just please be careful. We'll see all of you next year. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Brian?
Just a few things, Judge. We had several appointments today, and I always want to thank everybody that serves on boards and commissions and how they donate their time and their talents. There was a forum in Berea last Monday. Mayor Fraley and Kent kind of headed that up, and it's focused around the resources that are in Madison County, and there are a ton of resources in Madison County that help people. And, you know, it was the opportunity to get some education just myself of what's available to people. And there's a lot. There's a lot of people doing a lot of good things in our community. And a lot of times we just don't know about it. So I asked Chris if he would put a community resource link on our homepage. And he did that, and I want to thank Chris, and I think Landry had something to do with that. And that just takes you to a findhelp.org site, and you put in your zip code, and it tells you what's available in your community, whether it's housing needs, clothing needs, food, whatever it is. I think a lot of times people don't have what they need just because they don't know what's available. And so I think that's a great opportunity for us to utilize that. Other than that, Judge, just want to, like Tom said, I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas. This is a great season to be in, a good opportunity to get with family and friends and just be reminded of how good we have it. You know, we live in the greatest county in the state as far as I'm concerned, and we have some of the greatest people. And it's just be fortunate that we live here in this county. And other than that, Judge, just glad to be here, sir.
Glad you're here, buddy. Steve?
Thank you, Judge. First thing I wanted to do was, should have done when she's up here, I wanted to ask Jessica if there was an update on the insurance audit information that's coming out.
Hey, Jessica, if you don't mind, come up to the mic.
That's why I said I should have done it when you were up here, sorry. But I know it affects everybody, so I wanted to get an update on that since we've already talked.
So last week, when I had a meeting with them on Wednesday, they told me, I reached out to them again on Thursday for them to send me the updated timeline, and they had told me that mailer should be sent out on Friday. So
So any employee that's we're all going to be getting it, whether it's the court or employees, right?
So it would be any employees that have a family
Yes.
or a added dependent on their
Not
insurance.
individuals, but those with multiple people on their insurance.
Yes.
Yeah, it's verification. Okay, well, I had asked once before, obviously, and I just wanted to make sure we updated everybody on that, including myself, because originally I think it was supposed to be out by the 3rd,
Yeah.
and obviously it didn't happen. So
Yeah.
thank you, Jessica. Appreciate that.
I haven't heard that it's not been sent out, so I'll reach out to them today just to confirm that it did actually get sent. I haven't heard from anybody whether or not they have received it or not. Has anybody in here received it?
I
Do you
don't
know?
think
No.
so.
Yeah, I can reach out to them today to make sure that it did actually go out, but they haven't told me that it didn't, so.
Okay, well, at least from my perspective, once I receive it, I'm going to let you know that it's actually been sent out.
Yes.
Because, I mean, you don't have all the answers, you just got 99.9% of them. Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, I also want to thank the team. I'm not going to go through all the names, but I'm going to thank the team. I mean, Judge, we're blessed.
Very much.
We're blessed with great people, and you're blessed with great people, but we are too. We feel part of it as well. And I want to thank them and wish every one of them a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And to Tom and Brian's point, and I'm sure Billy Ray feels the same, you know, safe travels as you're out there. I just look forward to spending time with my family, look forward to spending time with some friends, and we got a lot to be thankful for. We're a blessed nation, somewhat at odds right now, but spending time with our families and appreciating the fact of the people that take care of us, the first responders, the veterans, the existing military and everybody like that. We've got a lot of things to be blessed for here in America and also in Madison County. So with that, again, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and the best to everybody.
Thanks, Steve. Counselor, you got anything? Kenny? No, you good? Sheriff? Jailer Brock, you good? All right. Move on to comments from department heads. Any department heads need to address the court today? Jill?
Thanks, Bert, for zone change information. But I really wanted to point out, we've gotten a lot of questions because we have a beautiful photograph that we see here. We've used on different things, and want to kind of give a citizen shout out to Bill Grice. He took this photo and has so graciously allowed us to use it on things. And so I don't know that we formally recognized him. We try to give him credit, and you can see credit on there, but wanted to formally recognize Bill for his great photography. We've got a few citizens that will send us photographs from time to time that are beautiful around the county, and we appreciate them doing that. But more importantly, allowing us to use it in any way we can. So I just wanted to kind of recognize him for, I saw the picture pop up, and I thought it was a great opportunity to recognize Bill for being able to show off his photography.
Yeah, it was good. If y'all know Bill, when you see him, just thank him. Yeah.
Hey, Judge, also, we need another pat on the back for you and the team there. Christmas tree looks great this year.
It really does.
Really looks good.
Yeah, well, thank you. I think really the people that deserve the pat on the back is Jill and our fire department team, our road department team, you know, Donnie, our facilities team, everybody jumps in and helps, and gotten a lot of great compliments. It's come a long way from the checkerboard that was 2015.
You all learned not to turn a bunch of men loose with Christmas lights and just say, decorate the tree, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
It got decorated.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I got more criticism in 2015 over the Christmas tree than I think I have on anything. So I appreciate how far we've come. Yeah, it's good. Looks great. Courthouse is beautiful. We've gotten a lot of good compliments, so it's good stuff. Any other department heads? Any public comment today? Anybody need to address the court? All right. Hearing and seeing none, need a motion to pay the claims and approve the transfers.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any conversation, discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Master Buchan?
Yes.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmuller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. Our next meeting will be January 13th, 2026. Remember, we're back to our rotation of our first meeting of every odd month is down at the City Commission of Berea's, City Council of Berea's Chambers. So look forward to being in Berea, January 13th, 2026, in Berea at 9:30 a.m. I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Call the roll.
Master Combs?
Yes.
Master Lockmiller?
Yes.
Master Hughes?
Aye.
Master Botkin?
Yes.
Judge Taylor?
Yes. All right, Merry Christmas, everyone. Appreciate everybody being here.
Mr. Winkler,